The Paul Hunter Trophy cannot be won this afternoon, but the first 8 frames will write the opening chapters in what is a remarkable narrative. Another story to be burned forever into the history of snooker here at the Alexandra Palace. Joe Johnson and Phil Studd, your commentators.
And one of the biggest occasions on the snooker calendar. Another full house here at the Palace. What an occasion, what a match in prospect. The 2 best players of the tournament here by right. Slightly different routes, with Mark Allen taking out 2 of the all-time greats, O'Sullivan and Higgins on his way. Kyren Wilson pulling off a Houdini act against Judd Trump from 3 down with 4 to play. And that's what it's all about. The Paul Hunter Trophy. Hunter, of course, a champion 3 times in 4 years in the early noughties. And, of course, the cheque to go with that magnificent Waterford Crystal Trophy of £200,000. With 90,000, as Jimmy White mentioned, to the runner-up. Great occasion, Joe.
It doesn't get any better than this, does it, for snooker players? Well, I suppose it does.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The first frame, Mark Allen.
This is the second.
Mark Allen to get us underway in the Masters final.
Neither player been here before, and that's a good break-off to start with. Good pace on the cue ball. Has left a little tempter to both pockets. And that's the Paul Hunter Trophy. What a player he was. Very attacking. I always called him the David Beckham of snooker. Such a nice boy.
Yes, and Kyren Wilson said he was thinking of Hunter when he was endeavouring to fight back yesterday against Judd Trump, because, of course, all of Hunter's 3 Masters titles came from a losing position. And he used Hunter as inspiration.
Well, the first chance is for Mark Allen. As I say, neither of these players been here before. This is new territory. Both won tournaments, but not one of the big 3. Just a little bit of noise in the auditorium there, just as he was taking his shot. Wants full concentration.
One. Eight.
Now, may be able to nudge a couple of reds out in potting this red.
Nine.
Well, I think he's on the pink to the middle. The problem with the black is that he can't swing the cue ball into the reds because of the red behind the black, and doesn't really want to play for the red behind the black. A little early. Kyren Wilson just preparing himself. A lot of this is played in the mind. Deliberately held the spot so he could play this red to the right corner. Could have played a little run through for the red nearest the cushion. But this is a better red to play for. It's just a little awkward spot in pink. It's got to be in a straight line behind the pink spot. Could get nearer to its spot, but has to be in a straight line. So choice of reds here.
Thank you. 15.
Mark Allen.
Thank you. 16.
Nicely played off the two cushions.
23.
When he takes this red, it may release a red to the opposite corner.
$24.
The red behind the black is just causing him a little bit of a problem at the moment. Kyren Wilson had a go at that long red. He wasn't far away, but he got the double kiss, which has left Mark Allen with his chance. It's 5-2 down yesterday. Kyren Wilson against Judd Trump. And played very attacking
32.
snooker to win that match.
It's their 7th meeting in total. 3 wins apiece. Arguably, Allen has had the more significant victories, including the second round of the World Championship back in 2016, 13-9 on that occasion. And earlier this season, on his way to the World Open final, he edged Allen in a very tight one. 6 frames to 5, went down to the final colours.
Well, very aggressive going into the reds. He could have played for a red to the middle.
39.
And could have finished better. In fact, it's not easy to play a safety. May be able to skim off the red he's closest to. Try and get him behind the yellow. But he's looking at the double at the moment.
Mark Allen, 39.
Well, it was risky because he could have left the red to the left middle, left corner. He's thinking about leaving the cue ball in the jaws of the yellow pocket, trying to hide the red over the middle. But that's a risky shot to play. He'd have to get the speed right. Played the double. And that's an unfortunate kiss again. That's twice been to the table, and twice he's had poor kisses. So another half chance, Mark Allen. This isn't easy to the middle or the corner. But missed it by a long way.
Kyren Wilson's long pot success rate in this tournament has been a very creditable 71%, not as good as Mark Allen's at 87. But he struck that well.
Very well. So, Kyren Wilson with a chance.
Six. Seven.
Well, this time he may have to play for that red behind the black. Difficult to manoeuvre the cue ball onto one of the reds.
Fourteen.
Struck confidently. And now he's got the angle on the black to manoeuvre that cue ball to the next red, which it isn't easy to play on. All covering one another. Quite got the angle to play the cannon into the reds, although he may try and force it. He did, and if this red goes to the left corner, that's a pretty good shot.
$22.
Now, does it go? Hard to say. He's right behind the shot. May go in off this right-hand angle. But if he played it and missed it, he'd leave a red to the left middle. How tight is that? Yeah, took it off the angle. And now he's got a good position on the black to play for those two loose reds just above the pink.
$30.
May just try and disturb those three reds, stay on the pink, because it looks like they may not go into any of the pockets.
31.
He had that shot, but now he's got that same shot again. Play the cannon to the three reds, preferably the top one, gently, beyond the red to the left corner. Couldn't have played it any better. He got this cannon absolutely perfectly. Can be more nervous.
Looking happy.
It can be more nervous for mum and dad, can't it? They can't do anything sat there. Score's all level now, and every chance to win this frame. Just one awkward red.
$44. 45.
Mark Allen had a second opportunity, missing the red to right centre.
Yeah, he missed it by a long way as well, didn't he? And left that same red on that he attempted, but he knocked in a
51.
great long pot. Kyren Wilson.
52.
Now this frame is in his hands. Well, he could leave an angle on the pink here to drop in behind that last red into the right middle pocket. I was thinking of playing it into the left middle.
59.
And if he's got the angle to drop in behind it, somewhere where he was just pointing there, this game is out of his hands now. Well, just not hard enough to be ideal.
$65.
Needs this red and the colour. Should pot it, but he would have liked to have been straighter on the red. He's missed it. And there was a little pressure on that shot.
Kyren Wilson, 65.
But it was the shot previously, should have been straighter behind the red. So this frame's still in the balance. Well, he played to bring the green off the cushion, but he may have left the red on. Yes, you can see enough of it. No mistake, second time around. And perfectly onto the blue, so it's going to be 1-0, Kyren Wilson.
The underdog with the bookmakers, Kyren Wilson, just as he was when he played Judd Trump yesterday.
6.
But that's all
8.
theoretical. All that matters is what happens on the table. Mark Allen watches on and wonders what might have been in this opening frame.
$11.
Just a quick look at the scoreboard, but he's well and truly over the winning line.
Thank you.
And it's a pretty confident start, isn't it, from Kyren Wilson? Excellent long red to get in for that break of 65. That did most of the damage, and although he missed the red at the first attempt, he got it at the second. And it's the Warrior who makes the more assured start here at Alexandra Palace. The Masters final is underway, and the first frame has gone to Kyren Wilson. But could well have won the opening frame of the Masters final. First in with 39, ran out of position, and then had a chance with a red that he would normally get to the right centre. His failure to do so allowed Kyren Wilson in for a break of 65, and then at the second attempt, potting the red, which was effectively frame ball, colours at his mercy, and 1-0 Wilson. And of course it is a different mental approach for Mark Allen today. In the last two rounds he's beaten O'Sullivan and Higgins. Of course he was underdog in both of those matches. Today, though, Joe, he's rated as the favourite, particularly having beaten two of the all-time greats back-to-back, and that arguably puts more pressure on his shoulders.
Yeah, and not only that, he wants to win this tournament so badly, and he knows that he's got a great chance. He's not playing one of the greatest players of all time. He's playing a very good player in Kyren Wilson, but it could have been somebody tougher, and there is pressure on him today to win, and he knows it's a great chance to win one of the big three. His last shot that he played, he brought the green off the cushion, and unfortunately he left the red on. He very nearly got the snooker behind the black. Kyren Wilson missed the last red into the middle and got away with it.
Thank you. The second frame, Kyren Wilson to break.
So Kyren Wilson breaks off in frame 2, leading by a frame to nil. Therefore settling those early Masters final nerves. Huge occasion for both players.
Well, once again, he's caught the reds a little bit too thin. Cue ball coming away from the cushion and leaving this red on to the right corner. Yeah, good pot. Needs a little bounce off the cushion.
One.
And nicely on the green or brown.
It's an area of his game which has been outstanding throughout the tournament. Something he's been working on, his long-range potting. There's never been anything wrong with Alan's scoring. He's made 358 century breaks in his 13 years as a pro. 41 this season, 5 more than last, with plenty of snooker still to come.
5.
Talking of centuries, we're at 27 for the tournament, which is 4 off the all-time best tally of 31 back in 2009.
Black and pink tied up for the moment. He can screw this back and just avoid the middle pocket, get the right side of the blue. Well, decided to play for the pink, nothing wrong with that. Leaves him on easy reds.
Yeah, sure.
Asking the referee to respot the pink. It's so tight this to go into this left corner pocket.
Olivia Martil, who's used to the big occasion, refereed the 2015 World Final.
Oh, that was
80.
a nice little kiss on the blue. Played for the two reds just above the black, hoping that he might be able to get a position on one of the reds.
23.
Play the cannon to the red and black. He may have come just a little bit too straight onto the red. Yeah, too straight on that one.
24.
And didn't really want to make contact with the reds. Otherwise he would have played it harder. Come away from the cushion. This is a tough pink or blue. Well, just managed to miss the yellow. And that's a good recovery shot. Back in prime position.
29.
With the pink now free, as well as the blue. Made 39 in the opening frame. Didn't miss, though. He went into the pack and didn't finish on anything. Took a very difficult red onto the middle.
$36. $37.
Now, once again, he could play for the two reds just above the black. But doesn't need to. Still has a red to the left corner.
$43. $44.
Well, this time he is top side of this red. But does he really want to
50.
bring the black into play now? That would suit Kyren Wilson if he did break down. Potted it a little thin, and that's why he's lost the cue ball.
51.
Just in no man's land. Probably take the blue, being a left-hander. But there's pressure on this blue. If he takes it to the corner, he's guaranteed to be on the red, but has to pot the blue. Yeah, right in the middle. Well, he asked a question of himself there. That was the first real pressure shot he had to play.
56. $57.
Just over-screwed it slightly. Just a little bit too much adrenaline in that shot. Red may go to the left middle. Another good recovery. And played for the red to the left middle. He'd only need the red, but he hasn't quite come back far enough. This is
62.
what happened in the first frame. Made that 39 and broke down. Just too high, and he's left the red on.
Mark Allen, 62.
It was a very fine break, but not quite decisive. 67 still available to Kyren Wilson.
I'm surprised he played it in that way, Philip, because he could have played the red to the middle and left the cue ball behind the black. The way he played it, there was always a possibility of leaving this red on.
1.
And Kyren Wilson has left a nice angle on the pink to disturb those three reds.
What a frame this would be for Wilson to steal early in the piece. This would strike an early psychological blow for sure. He can clear up here.
And he's on a red nicely. And the red is pushed near the black. He may be able to use to free the black and the red.
7. $8.
Well, He's got the angle this time round, but I wouldn't
40.
recommend playing it this time round. Well, he hasn't got the angle, it's straight. So important to leave an angle on that red to the right of the black.
$15.
Somewhere just a little higher than where he is now. Doesn't want to bring it back too far, this cue ball. And that looks just about right. He could play this with topspin, send the red towards the pocket, and play out for
21.
the pink or blue. Could have afford to take the pink.
$22.
Not ideally on the pink. Needs the black off the last red. Do you know, I think he got a little kick
Kyren
there.
Wilson, 22.
It seemed to straighten up a little. With the frame handed on the plate to Mark Allen.
It seemed to curl towards the near jaw.
Yep.
That's pretty rare these days because
One.
there's next to no nap on the cloth. So relief for Mark Allen, a rueful smile for Kyren Wilson. That would have been a mammoth frame to win. Even this early in the final, it would have hurt Allen.
6.
In the event, it's going to be honours even.
8.
Well, it's made a good start to
11.
this final, hasn't it? Two very exciting frames so far. And this is the pink that Kyren Wilson missed. And as Philip said, it did seem to drift towards that near jaw.
15.
Playing off the angle of the middle pocket. Nice little exhibition shot.
Mark Allen, 20.
Kyren Wilson made 65 in the opening frame. Mark Allen responding with 62, which wasn't quite enough to clinch it, but to his great relief, Wilson failed to steal, and it's one apiece. Masters finalists split the opening two frames. Kyren Wilson taking the first, helped by a break of 65. Mark Allen responding with 62, although Wilson did have a chance to steal that second frame. Wasn't to be. So one apiece. Both players will now feel part of the match. Allen relieved to level up. Of course, Allen lost the first frame against both O'Sullivan and Higgins. Went on to win pretty emphatically on both occasions. That's still a long way
Take your
off.
seats quickly, please.
10, of course, is the target to be crowned champion and get your hands on the Paul Hunter Trophy,
Thank you. The third frame.
which would
Mark Allen to
be
break.
by a mile the biggest moment either of these players' careers to date. Allen with one Triple Crown final to his name. That was back in 2011, losing to Judd Trump, the man who was beaten yesterday in the semis by Kyren Wilson. Wilson, of course, former Shanghai Masters champion, beating Allen on the way. But to win the Masters, well, that would be something extra special.
Yes, it would set his career up nicely. Winning one of the big three. Cue ball's close. It's close. Managed to stay up though. He caught the red wrong, and that's why the cue ball finished up near the pocket.
Thank you.
Can't see that red, and he also can't see the red above the middle. Play safe off, so maybe just roll into the pack. I'd be suggesting a re-rack now. Me of little patience. Thinking of playing the cue ball towards the green pocket area. You've got to hide that red by the middle and not leave the red on by this right corner pocket. I'm not quite sure about that one. He's invited Mark Allen to have a go at this red to the right corner.
And he hasn't missed many from this range this week.
But there is pressure on this because he can't play it as a shot to nothing with that red over the middle pocket. Maybe playing the double. Or the treble. Didn't play that. And Kyren Wilson not amused.
Very nearly collided with the cue ball here.
Mark Allen 1.
Well, as he left the red on, I thought he would have took the brown on to the middle, but made the cautious shot. Don't think he can pot the red. Looks like it from that camera angle. Could be tempted by this red along the cushion. He's got the angle to come out for the black. Could only leave the red he was playing on. That's a wonderful shot by Kyren Wilson. There was very little angle there to pot this red. What a great shot that was. And he's got the angle on the black to do whatever he wants. Could go into the pack, play for the loose reds. Decided to go into them. Oh, that's a good kiss on the green. That's left him with an easy red to go to the green pocket.
Nine.
Sounds like emergency ward 10 out there.
You can remember that then.
Eleven.
That's a poor miss. And he's left the red on.
Kyren Wilson, 11.
He has missed a couple with the rest this week. He missed a real sitter against Judd Trump. Very unusual because he is a good rest player normally. But a chance now for Mark Allen to punish that mistake and make Kyren Wilson think a little. This is the red. If he played it with right-hand side, then the cue ball would have gone on to the red. Going against the nap. It turns the other way.
6. Seven. Fourteen. 15. 21.
Pink spot held, so down onto the green spot it goes.
Twenty-two.
Possible plant there to the left middle. Still got another couple of reds he can play for. There's one of them. And the other one to the left middle.
29. 30.
'And he's low on the red, so he may decide to open more reds
37.
up. Play it for the blue. And played it nicely.
38.
Had left-hand side on the cue ball, which took the cue ball up towards the blue. He's got the balls at his mercy.
And these are the frames that are doubly painful to lose when you've been in, had a chance,
43.
and you've missed a relatively easy one, as Kyren Wilson did with the rest just now.
$44.
Well, there's a first mistake. Being the wrong side of the blue. He'll be kicking himself right now. Trying to put it out of his mind. He could still play for either red into the right or left corner, but he can't get closer to them. Could have made absolutely sure there by playing up for the pink, being the right side. Easy enough to come back down the table from the pink. But now this is a pressure shot.
49.
And only 39 points in the game. Yep.
Mark Allen, 49.
And he knew the significance, and that's what I'm saying. He had the disappointment in his mind of being the wrong side of the blue.
All the time with the security can have a look who it is, and then. Thanks, Kyren. 1.
Yeah, struck it well. What a chance now for Wilson to inflict the pain on to Mark Allen that he was going to get.
Eight.
And
9.
so important to get the right side of the blue like that. Makes the next red so much easier.
Yes, it was Allen's failure to do just that, which may prove
14.
the difference in this frame.
And as I say, no reason to play for the blue and risk being the wrong side. Could have so easily played for the pink.
15.
Although, having said that, that wasn't the best positional shot that Kyren's ever played. Leaving himself this difficult blue. But no danger, straight in the middle.
$20. $21. $26. $27.
And that's just about right on the blue to get to the yellow. The green in a good position. Well, could have played that one better. Shouldn't have needed the rest.
32.
Such an easy blue. It shouldn't make a difference.
Thank you.
Well, I don't think for 1 minute that he played the cannon there.
34.
Played to drop in behind the green and play it into the same pocket, but caught it, and that could have gone wrong.
37.
Sometimes you need the run of the ball. Wilson would be the first to admit he had quite a bit of it yesterday at the back end of his match against Trump, albeit that he played superbly well from 3 down with 4 to play. And that was a kindly kiss that he got just now.
41.
Just a little bit of nerves there in the arm, the last few shots. Might have to take the pink into the yellow pocket.
That's all he'll need.
46.
Well, Mark Allen was looking good. Played a loose positional shot, left himself with a pressure mid-range red, which he missed. And Kyren Wilson has punished him. Clearing to the pink. And Kyren Wilson, as a result, moves back in front of Mark Allen in the early stages of our Masters final. The Warrior leads the pistol by 2 frames to 1. Born in the 90s, 26 years of age, which is spring chicken-like these days when it comes to major title contenders. The old guard have had it pretty much all their own way when it comes to the very biggest trophies the game can offer. So if he could win today, it would be significant in more ways than one. He's made a pretty good start, 2-1, and that was a clinical break to punish Mark Allen's error on the red after Wilson looked as though he might be punished when he missed the easy one with the rest. Their 7th meeting, 3 wins apiece, but Allen has been on the wrong end of a couple of big ones. Kyren Wilson with happy memories of beating Allen both at the Crucible a couple of years ago and on his way to his maiden ranking title in Shanghai in 2015 when he won 6-1.
Thank you, default frame. Kyren Wilson to break.
But a long way to go.
Yes, he's won the most recent meetings, Kyren Wilson, as Philip said. I think the most significant was the World Championship. But at this moment in time, Callum will be hurting from that last frame. He knows it was within his grasp, well within his grasp.
The secret for Alan today is to try and take the pressure off himself. He said after his victory over John Higgins that beating the Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan and Higgins back-to-back would mean nothing if he came up short today.
He looked a little high and he's caught the pink.
Kyren Wilson 6.
Just 6 points given away.
Myself for the pink, please.
No reds available.
Marcel Eckhart doing the marking today. He'll be refereeing in his native Germany in our next big event here on Eurosport, the German Masters, which gets underway a week on Wednesday. Live from the Templedrum, one of the great venues now, as Ali Pali has become.
Keep going. Good. Mark, Kyren. Thanks, Mars.
So that's what he's attempting, and well, looks a little pacey, but he's okay. Yeah, good pace on the cue ball.
You familiar with the Kaiser Chiefs, Joe?
Well, I did see them once, but no, I'm not familiar with them. As he leaves this cue ball short of the red.
What, whilst out shopping or at a gig?
It was at Terry Wogan, Children in Need, along with Girls Aloud.
Name dropper.
Yeah, Kyren.
Second attempt.
Well, when a pistol faces a warrior, I guess you could predict a riot.
Looking at the possibility of a plant there to this right corner pocket, but he'd have to play it from red. Cue ball on to that set plant. Let's have a look. Yep, he's gone for it. And it was a very ambitious shot that he played. Fortunately, got the pot to the left corner. Very nearly got the plant as well. Deserved better.
Mark Allen 1.
What an attacking shot this was. Went for the red into the left corner, but also went for that plant as well as a backup plan. Now played a good safety, but deserved more from that attacking shot. Pushing reds towards the corner pocket. That was an attacking safety coming off the reds so thick. He's opened the reds up and he's covered everything. And the return safety, not straightforward. May have to come off the right side cushion and hit those two reds closest together near the right corner pocket. Try and leave the cue ball in the jaws of the pocket. You see something different. Well, that's where he'd like to leave the cue ball, and he can skim off the red. That's to the right of the black. Try and leave the cue ball there. There's Alan Hunter, Paul Hunter's dad. Followed his son everywhere, into all his matches.
A richly deserved honour for the late Paul Hunter to have this great trophy named after his achievements in this event.
Well, he dug that one out from nowhere, and he deserved a better outcome than that. Great shot this from Kyren Wilson. Awkward cueing, and he always knew he was going into the black or the reds. Had he missed the black, What an aggressive shot that was. May try and roll up behind the yellow.
Yellow ball.
But it's difficult from where the cue ball is. So easy to leave those kind of shots short.
Kyren Wilson, 1.
I think that's one of the attractive aspects of this final, that both players are aggressive in their shot selection. They like to go for it. They rarely take a backward step. They've got plenty of bottle.
Well, he's managed to cover the red, the easy red over the left corner. He found the gap nicely there. Lots of right-hand side on the cue ball to avoid the reds. Thinking of just landing up to this red off 2 cushions. Just looking to see if he'd leave a red onto the right corner or the middle.
Foul and a miss. Mark Allen 4. Mark. A bit closer?
Yeah.
A touch closer? Do you have it, Marcel?
It's pretty much spot on, isn't it?
No, it's 2 or 3 inches
A
out.
ball?
Yeah.
A full ball?
Two or 3 inches.
Is that okay?
Back to saver specs for
Yeah.
you, Johnson.
He couldn't pot this red anyway.
Thank you.
That's the main thing. Same shot, just a little bit harder. Back to the same spot. Blue could be in the way of playing the shot that he played last time. Very nearly got the double kiss. Fuller. And you could see the cue ball when it was coming down the table, it was curling to the right. The red by the middle, too risky to play. But he could play the cue ball to the jaws of the yellow pocket. Covering this red, that's closest to the left corner. In control of the safety at the moment, Mark Allen. Oh, what an ambitious shot that was. Now, what's he left? May have left a red to the left corner.
One.
So he's in with a chance. Made a 49 break in the last frame and broke down.
And this would be the perfect time to atone for that. Get
6.
level at the first interval of this final.
Just looking to see if the pink would go into the left corner, but it should be easy enough to play up for the blue.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. It's a wasp.
Yet another one. I think there must be a hive hidden in the rafters somewhere. Now, they did buy a can of spray earlier in the week to deal with that.
Thank you. Settle down, please. Sorry about that.
Well, you don't mess about with him.
Thank you.
Had its chance to fly away and didn't.
Seven. Twelve. Thirteen.
Well, the RSPCA may be on the phone, but Mark Allen relieved to regain his focus. This is a very important frame for him.
Thank you.
A little too hard for the blue. And the green suits a right-handed player. Mark Allen may need the rest for the green, in which case the yellow would be easier to get back to the reds from. If he can reach the green, all well and good. No. That's a good shot with the rest. Now, where's it going to land? He's okay. He's on the red to the middle. And he's also on the pink to the left corner. Well, a little bit more angle there.
23.
But nicely played. Cannon off the black to finish on the pink. Still not an easy table, this.
$29. $30.
Well, it was awkward queuing over the reds, but you still expected him to pot it. Just feeling the pressure a little bit, really.
One.
Played it with right-hand side on the cue ball to try and get the right side of the blue. Just one more loose red to play for. He could have done with a little bit more angle on the blue to disturb the reds. Now he's got to get the right side of the blue this time round. Otherwise there's nothing to play for.
$7.
A little far for the blue. May be able to do it from the pink.
Bingo.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
$13.
Already comfortably the longest frame of the final. Big difference between parity and 3-1. Just 9 points between them now, still 67 available.
Any contact with those three reds and things could have been a lot different. He might decide to take the red on to the yellow pocket. Now just the safety.
Kyren Wilson, 13.
So gradually we're going to see these reds go down the baulk end of the table. Can't afford to play the cue ball down that end with the red in the baulk area. That's brought the black into play. He's looking at the red in the balk area, but he can't play that one because he'd be leaving these two reds on into this right corner pocket. So he's got to play these two. It's just a matter of, does he roll up to them? Well, pushing one on the cushion. Just a little bit of insurance for him. He doesn't need all the reds. And this time the situation was different because the two reds were no longer on to this right corner pocket. But he's played it almost too well. That's where he played the cue ball to in case he missed the red. That's a wonderful shot. He knew he wasn't leaving anything. Nevertheless, what a good pot on the pink. The crowd really liked that one. He could be tempted by the double here.
Frame still very much in the balance. 51 now remaining, make it 59. Just 4 points separating them.
Thank you.
Do you think Kyren Wilson looks slightly the more composed player of the two in the early stages, Joe?
Yeah, I think Kyren's potted the pressure balls, hasn't he? And when it's been asked of him, he's cleared up, even though Mark Allen had the first chance, especially in the last frame. I think that really did hurt, and this frame is being hard fought.
Heading towards a 30-minute frame now. We're into our 29th minute. Still some way to go.
Both players still playing attacking snooker, but if the safety's this good, there's nothing much you can do except try and play another good safety. I think he played the double kiss there, but it's worked out okay. The red is on by the blue to the middle. Dangerous. Could drop the cue ball onto the balk cushion, playing off the red nearest the middle. But as I said earlier, both players playing aggressively. And that's an aggressive shot. And what a good shot. And was it a good kiss? Not really. Had the green just come past the red, would have been easy. Could have split the reds open. He deserved better from this.
Mark Allen 1.
At the moment, it's Mark Allen who's not potting any of the difficult balls, although the last red he played was difficult. But he missed a relatively difficult to medium shot in the last frame that cost him. That black, I wouldn't say it was too difficult, but one he should have got. Unfortunately, he hasn't left a red on for Kyren Wilson. That's an excellent safety. He's covered these two reds. Well, that was a dangerous way to play it because he always knew he was going into those two reds if he caught it just a little bit too thick. But I think he's been fortunate again. Can't see the easy red over the middle. He was playing that ultra thin, but caught them too thick. Very risky to take the red onto the baulk corner.
Was that a push? That was a push, yeah. Foul. Mark Allen 4.
Kyren Wilson immediately declaring the foul.
And he could find himself playing again here.
Tip of the cue, still in contact with the cue ball at the same time as the cue ball hit the object ball.
Can he see enough of this red to pot it? If he can, well worth a go. Didn't think he could see enough of this red. Again, so close, but managed to avoid everything, so didn't leave that red over the middle.
Nearly twice as long as the previous longest frame, the first of the match. Well, he's left one to the left middle. And this could be danger for Mark Allen. Doesn't want to go 3-1 down. The green would be a good ball.
Play the cannon to that red on the cushion. May not be able to play for the green this time round. Oh, what a miss. Now, can Mark Allen see this red over the baulk corner? Again, it's not easy, but if you can see it. And that will do nicely. Doesn't need the black. And he's a nice angle on the green to play the cannon to the red. Couldn't have dropped any better that, but he caught the red from behind.
4.
Catches it full in the face. He pushes it towards the pocket, but he caught it from behind. Well, he could still pot it. I didn't think, looking at it on television, I didn't think he could pot that. It's not out of the woods yet, though. Yeah, there was a lot of pressure on that shot.
Mark Allen 5.
So 14 points the difference.
The tension has set in early. There's a long way to go in this final, a possible 19 frames. This is just the 4th.
You wouldn't need the tough black on the cushion. You can take a colour with this red.
Switch that phone off, please.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
Rob, have you seen who it is? No?
Take 3. Well, there are no words.
Can you point that person out?
Snooker's perennial
Because-
problem.
Right. Come out, please, and that's it. You can go.
It's getting to the stage where they're going to have to invite people to leave their phones
Hurry up,
somewhere
please. We
safe
want to carry on.
before they enter the auditorium, because it doesn't seem to matter how many times MC Rob Walker and others asked fans to turn their phones off. We still have this issue, and of course it can be so important. So the challenge here for Kyren Wilson is to regain his concentration.
Yeah, very difficult. And what a nice person Kyren is. Don't throw him out, he said.
Thank you.
Well, I think everyone, even Mark Allen, is probably quite pleased to see that green disappear, because
4.
had he missed it,
Yep.
It almost certainly would have been, because his concentration had been shattered unfairly.
Yeah, this is far from easy, though. Wanted that cue ball just a little closer to the yellow. A very difficult shot with the long stuff. Playing it with left-hand side. Maybe a touch of screw. Yeah, he couldn't control it. That's the problem. So this game not over yet. Didn't pot the green as well as he expected. Left a difficult yellow.
6.
Now, does he play the double? Does he play the snooker? Does he put distance between them? This is the yellow again. Got a little bit too much left-hand side on the cue ball. No, didn't play that well either.
Kyren Wilson, 6.
There were a lot of balls there to snooker behind.
This frame is in danger of lasting longer than the previous 3 put together. Now into its 41st minute.
Didn't quite catch it thin enough for the snooker, but it's still a good safety. That was a dangerous way to play it thin. Could have sent the green towards that left corner. Caught it just a little thicker. Well, I suppose that's always the risk you take. When you come in behind it, you don't know where the green's going to go, really. Very unfortunate to have caught the angle and left the green onto this right middle. So another chance for Wilson. But again, not easy to get on the brown. Cue ball could be going close to that green pocket. Still more drama in this frame. Tried to swing the cue ball past that corner pocket, come down the table and go back up again. Frame time just over 42 minutes. First 3 took 45 minutes, just over.
Kyren Wilson, 3.
Officially, the longest frame of the tournament. A very, very important one. Mark Allen will be desperate to get level. But he's in a bit of bother here, snookered. Neither player require the safe black as things stand.
Doesn't want the kiss and doesn't want it to pass. Another great chance.
Thank you.
Brown, blue and pink will do it for Kyren Wilson.
Well, not ideal on the blue. Just got into the cue ball a little bit too much. This is a tough blue, and even tougher to get to the pink.
Just a much easier one with the rest into the same pocket earlier this afternoon. What a big shot this is.
Well, what a brave way to play the shot.
9.
Well, it's been an epic frame. But this pink will give Kyren Wilson the early advantage in the final. Wow, that is pure pressure.
Kyren Wilson,
Well,
9.
after that great blue as well. Terrific
Settle
blue.
down, please.
If he should lose this frame, he's not going to have a nice 20 minutes.
Alan, of course, now needs the black as well.
Yeah, and he left him a chance to play both, the pot and the cannon.
6.
Just missed it. Just missed
Quietly,
it.
please.
It's almost like it's the decider.
Yeah, there's a possible 15 more frames to come after this, folks.
Looks good.
But this would now be a really tough frame for Kyren Wilson to lose, having had such a golden opportunity to win it. And what a fillip it would be for Mark Allen to pinch it from here. And he looked a certainty to go 3-1 down just now.
Caught it too thin. The cue ball has gone close to the cushion.
Well, what a dramatic frame. What a dramatic ending.
This isn't easy. Nearly straight.
For 2 each at the interval. And he's got it, and it means a lot to him. That's a significant moment early in this Masters final. It looked a certainty that Kyren Wilson was going to win it when he had the straight pink to the yellow pocket, but he missed it by a mile. Pure pressure the reason, and it's 2 apiece at the first break.
Not got a house for 200 grand much these days around these parts. He probably could have bought a 3-bedroom house beside the Ali Pali with that if he'd have wanted. Let's get back out to Phil and Jill.
Bring him in.
So, part 2, an absorbing first quarter of this Masters final. Mark Allen undoubtedly will be the happier of the two to be level.
Thank you, frame 5. Mark Allen to break.
Mark Allen to get us back underway. 2 frames each, 4 more to come in this session, 10 to be crowned champion.
Well, it could be that the interval came at the right time for Kyren Wilson. Losing that last frame, as he did. And we can start all over again now. Caught it just a little bit too thin. And he's left a chance. Mark Allen. Oh, that was clean. That was clean. Playing the cue ball closer to the cushion just in case he missed it. And full well he was going to be on the blue. Wow. He thinks it went over something there, the cue ball, before it got to the blue. Very nearly missed the pot.
6.
Well, he nearly missed the blue.
Thank you. Mark Allen 6.
Did miss the red.
One.
Kyren Wilson could do with a big break here just to forget about that last frame.
Six.
Well, he could have done with being on the other red here and then left an angle to go into the reds with the insurance of this red closest to the pocket. That could probably have been his plan. Just travelled a little far for
Sure.
the red above the black.
Thank you. Seven. Kyren Wilson 7.
That is just something you cannot afford to do. Miss Black's off the spot in splitting the pack. And, well, what a let-off for Mark Allen. That could have been end of frame very easily there. He'd split the reds nicely.
Both players well down on their tournament pot success percentages today. And I think that's just a measure, isn't it,
One.
of the gravity of the occasion, the importance of this final to the pair of them. There's an awful lot of pressure out there.
Yeah, they're just showing us how difficult this game can be. Top players make it look so easy sometimes, but it's a difficult game.
And the more there is at stake, the more difficult it becomes.
8.
And we screwed the blue by a distance there. Got into it a little too much.
12.
Still on this red to the left corner. And this time he doesn't miss with the rest.
13.
But once again, this isn't straightforward. All the reds seem to be covering one another. Played it with a lot of side on the cue ball to try and disturb something. And he's on a red to the middle. It could have been easier.
18.
It was a good shot, that. Lots of left-hand side on the cue ball. Coming round the two cushions.
Nineteen.
This time he couldn't get the right side of the blue. But he's left himself a nice angle to come in and out of ball. Needs to keep running. Needs to keep running a little
24.
more. Just enough. This red to the right corner. Also got the choice of the red to the left corner.
Thank you. 25. $31. $32.
Made sure it was the right side of the blue.
$37. $38.
All of this, of course, the result of Kyren Wilson missing that black off its spot after Allen had erred with the rest.
44.
Yeah, just what he didn't want, Kyren Wilson, to lose the last frame like he did, and then come and miss an important black off the spot. He didn't
45.
play that well at all. Didn't have enough side on the cue ball to go up for the blue, or if he played for the pink, still didn't have enough side on the cue ball. So maybe push a colour safe. Green on the right side cushion. Cue ball over on the left side cushion looks good. Doesn't leave a pot on then for Wilson.
Mark Allen, 45.
A handy lead at 44, but Allen will be disappointed that he couldn't convert that into a frame-winning contribution.
He's pushed it towards the corner. Now is he going to get away with it? Can he see enough of the red? He can. So a chance to finish this frame off very quickly.
We'll need one more red after this blue.
Looks a little heavy again. Crowd's clapping, but it's gone too far.
6.
Needs one more red, as Philip said. Fraction harder, fraction slower. He could play the double and leave the cue ball in the jaws of the right corner pocket there. He doesn't want it to go in off at the moment. Wilson needs blacks with these 3 reds.
Well, that's 2 opportunities to clinch the frame for Allen.
And he's got another one here, albeit it's a tough pot, but play it with some safety in mind. Kyren needs blacks from these 3 reds, so can't afford to take pots on that don't get him to the black. This red to the right corner, for example. If he can't get to the black, he can't take the red on. And if he plays safe off this red, the double kiss is on, so he's got to be careful. Just missed it. Looking good, looking good. I'm pretty sure he didn't play the cue ball in behind the green, but he'll take it. Yeah, well played. 2 cushion escape. Never been in front in this match so far, Mark Allen.
Should have been behind at the interval, of course. Kyren Wilson missing straight pink to the yellow pocket. He does have a terrific temperament, Wilson. It's one of his assets. He does have the ability to put disappointments behind him. Focus on the present. Easier said than done, but that is frame ball for Mark Allen.
Yeah, what a wonderful shot that was from Mark Allen. Played it as a shot to nothing. A great pot.
2 snookers to tie.
And there goes another colour safe.
Mark Allen 1. And the frame.
And Kyren Wilson decides he's had enough of that frame. Significantly shorter than the one just before the interval at just over 15 minutes, but it's gone the way of Mark Allen, and for the first time in the Masters final, he's in the lead by 3 frames to 2. Wilson's turn to suffer a little in his chair, having missed a golden opportunity for 3-1 at the interval. He was in frame 5, missed the black off its spot. In the end, Mark Allen potting a nice thin red from distance to close out that 5th frame and put himself in front for the first time in their 7th meeting. Both beaten each other 3 times before, but needless to say, this is the most significant match that they've played. Huge opportunity for both of them to etch themselves into Masters history, playing the game's premier invitational event. All the greats have won it down the years. Now, Wilson love to add their names to that roster. Still pretty early in the piece, though, 3-2. Allen still needs another 7 frames for victory. There are 3 more in this session. I'm sure, Joe, Mark will be delighted to be in front, because he should have been a couple of frames adrift at the interval.
Yeah, at least, and he should have and could have lost that last frame. And Kyren Wilson missing the black off the spot and splitting the reds wide open. It could have been easily 4-2 down, 4-1 down, should I say. And yet Mark Allen's 3-2 up. It's a funny old game, and the pressure is really getting to both of these players, and it's understandable. It's a massive, massive match this for both players. Get the names on the trophy of one of the big three. Only 2 to go then.
Yes, because it's not just about winning today, it's what a victory in a tournament of this magnitude could do for the remainder of their careers. Could be the springboard for something really special.
Take your seats quickly,
going forward.
please.
So Kyren Wilson's turn to play catch-up. 2-3 he trails.
Thank you, frame 6.
That's the
Kyren
prize
Wilson to break.
at the end of the evening.
Caught it too thin. Made contact with the blue. Not hard to understand that Kyren Wilson is not feeling on top of the world at the moment.
He's probably still thinking about that pink. He would be human, or inhuman not to.
And looks like he's going to be on the blue. Does he have an angle to get back down the table? I think he does. There's a red just to the right of the pink spot. Being a left-hander, that's easily attainable. Decided to go into them instead. And has it worked out? Starting to get aggressive.
6.
Could have played for that loose red. Chose to split them. And he might be able to play one red onto the other. Try and pop this red into the right corner.
Mark Allen 6.
Wasn't far away. Has left a chance. Kyren Wilson, the black is available. That's more like it. He's got good character, this boy.
Yes, remember, he was all at sea, wasn't he, yesterday at 5-2 down to Judd Trump. Took on an outrageous plant, which looked like an act of desperation at the time. He managed to regroup, regather himself, to reel off 4 frames in a row, clinch the match with a nice cool break of 72. He is a terrific competitor.
8.
Yeah, and as I say, good character and good fighting qualities. When his back's against the wall, he digs deeper. But he's
9.
never been here before, so it's unknown territory to him. Put himself under early pressure here, playing this red.
16.
Should pot it.
$17.
Mark Allen already had his chance in this frame. Well, he's on a red to the left corner, but he'd like to have been
24.
straighter on it. May need to spider.
hits the swan neck. Mark Allen wasn't happy about that yesterday. He felt that it was a little off kilter. Called for another one, and that was the same.
He's played it well, very well. That was more difficult than it looked. And it was done on the cue ball to hold for the black. And this is
32.
what Kyren Wilson needs. He needs to hit back straight away, preferably with a big break.
33.
We haven't actually seen a single visit frame-winning break yet. We've seen a couple of sizable ones, 65 from Wilson in the first frame, which didn't quite get him over the line. He went on to win it, of course, and likewise from Mark Allen, 62 in the second. But he needed a further
41.
visit to get it done. So a clinical frame-winning break here would be just what the doctor ordered for the Warrior. Patsy Fagan, former UK champion.
48.
Looking well. And still playing to a good standard.
49.
Still play for choice of reds to both corners. Quite come straight enough on this red.
56.
May have to play for the pink or blue.
$57.
Not ideal on the pink, but should be able to hold for those two reds to the left of the pink spot. Just concerned that if the pink respots, does it stop the red going to the left corner? And from there, it looks like it does. Confident pot, screwing off that right side cushion to lead himself on this red to the left corner. I think he made a good choice there, because had he played for this red next to the pink spot, he may well not have been on it. There you go.
63.
To make the decision whether the pink spotted there or not. He chose
64.
the right one.
It's black, one more red. He should be okay.
Red will go to the middle or the right corner. Well, I'm surprised he played that way round, although he is on the red.
71.
But that could have finished up right in front of the red.
72.
Well, that makes sure.
Highest break of the match. Both players have made 3 centuries so far this week.
79.
It's been very notable that Kyren Wilson's scoring has been a lot heavier this season than last. He's already made 30 centuries to just 16 during the
80.
last campaign.
Yeah, he's improving all the time. Got a great future ahead of him.
The immediate future could be pretty handy. Speaking this week about how he and his coach Barry Stark essentially deconstructed his cue action and put it back together again a couple of seasons back. There were a few bumps in the road after that, not surprisingly, but cueing as well as he's ever done right now.
Thank you. 86.
Oh, unlucky. It was very nearly a very nicely engineered double. So no century for Kyren Wilson, but a frame-winning break in one hit, 86 to draw level once more. 3 frames apiece with 2 more to come in this session. He lost a couple of frames that he might have won, most notably, of course, the 4th before the interval, which he definitely should have taken, having made the highest break of the final so far. 86 to restore equilibrium. He'll be feeling a lot better. There are 2 frames still to be played in this session. Can someone take a lead? Is it going to be on as even at the end of session 1?
Thank you.
All things still possible.
Frame 7, Mark Allen to break. Quietly, please.
Caught it just a little bit too thin. So may have left a chance here for Wilson into the left corner. The one to the right corner looks to be going into the reds. Yeah, nice shot. Now does it go for the yellow or tuck up behind it? Not an easy shot to the middle. Looks good. The black is available, but can he spot a red and get to it? If he can't hold for the black, maybe he could screw for the pink into the same pocket as the red.
Thank you. 4.
Doesn't like the angle he's got on the pink, so taking the blue. Trying to disturb something. And he's on a red to the right corner. That's worked out nicely.
9.
May have to play up for the blue. So important to get the right side of it. Well, the pink will go into the same pocket as well. He's underhit it though. That was poor. This is a difficult pink now. Nicely recovered. Got hold of it too well. I've got a feeling he was playing more towards the black off of that spot,
please, Kyren.
off of that shot. Which would have left him on the 2 reds closest together to the left corner. So really got hold of that one. Doesn't look like he can see enough of the red to the left corner, so just the safety shot.
Thank you. 16.
He's looking there to see if the red would go off the pink into that right corner pocket.
Kyren Wilson, 16.
Never looked like missing. And unfortunate not to be on a colour. Pink does go to the left corner, but it's a really thin cut with the long stuff. So close.
Thank you, Mark.
It was nicely on the red had it gone in. But a chance for Kyren Wilson, red to the left middle. Well, we've seen those go in this week. Sometimes they stay in, sometimes they stay out. That's a good shot. So Kyren Wilson in amongst them. The reds nicely spread. Could play for the red that's closest to the black. He didn't get on that too well. He's got reds to the middle. Played the cannon. He took a risk there, but it could have paid off. Yes, you can see enough of that red.
Four.
Is he on a red? Or has he just landed in the only place where he can't pot one? No, he can get it. Just. So back in prime position.
11. $18. $19.
Looks to be back in control of himself. Needed that last frame. That good 86 break. Could have done with just dropping another half an inch further.
25.
To be nicely on the red to the right corner.
Thank you. 26. $33. Thank you. 34.
Gigantic sneeze. Kyren Wilson looks very much back in the zone here. Mark Allen with that tricky attempted pink
41.
think up with the rest. Stayed over the hole. Wilson knocked a red into
42.
left centre, and this is the result. Threatening to make his second consecutive frame-winning break.
Yes, it was a very aggressive shot from Mark Allen. They have to go in, those type of shots. That's frame ball, 64 points the lead.
49.
Could be the first century of this final coming up.
50. $56. 57.
Brought the only difficult red into play.
It's Fourth break in excess of 50 today.
This is the pink that Philip referred to. Just
63.
overcut it so slightly, otherwise these could have been his so very easily. The difference between winning and losing,
64.
fraction where pink just caught the angle. But Wilson has took these very, very well. And looking very good again.
He's unflappable, isn't he?
69.
He does have periods of a match where things go awry. Maybe misses one or two easy ones. Doesn't let it
70.
linger. It's a real asset to have. Stay positive. Stay in the moment. Concentrate on what's in front of you, not what's gone, that you can't change.
75.
Yeah, so easy to say, isn't it? But it looks like he has forgot about those important frames that he's
77.
lost. Big bounce off the cushion there.
Chance of a century, which would be his fourth of the tournament.
Thank you. 80. $84. $89.
Seemed to be a big bounce off the cushion again there. A little smile because he knows it was.
Once again, the century proves elusive, but that's back-to-back 80-plus breaks from Kyren Wilson. He has definitely restored his mojo here from 3-2 behind. He now leads by 4 frames to 3, with just one more frame to come in this first session, and 10 needed for the title. The Masters final so far in back-to-back frames, breaks of 86 and 89 to get his nose back in front. Of course, he led 2-1, should have led 3-1, missed an easy pink in that marathon frame just before the interval. And it seemed as though Mark Allen was potentially going to take big advantage of that error as he moved 3-2 in front with 2 straight frames of his own, but Wilson has responded superbly. And of course, the warrior, Kyren Wilson, now has the comfort of knowing that the worst he can be is level at the end of this session with just one more frame to come. The question is whether he can build himself a 2-frame cushion
Thank you.
and put himself halfway
The final frame
to
of
that
this session.
magnificent trophy.
Kyren Wilson to break.
4-3, Kyren Wilson. Can Mark Allen respond once more?
Well, thin cut to the corner. Should be able to miss the red that's behind the black spot.
Mark Allen's brother in the centre of your picture, Aaron, looking a little anxious. Oh, he'll have enjoyed that one, though.
Yeah, that's a terrific pot from Mark Allen. And he is on the yellow. Normally, when he sees his opponent playing well, he digs deeper and starts to play well himself. does this red go to the left corner?
3.
Doesn't go to the middle. Yeah, that's a good recovery shot.
4.
And this time he can play for the red to the right of the pink. Go into that cluster of reds. Got to catch the pink full in the face if he plays that shot. Played it well, hit it well. How's your luck? So unfortunate.
9.
Hit it well, the pink. Caught it full. Reds didn't split as well as what he expected.
Mark Allen 9.
Could well be tempted by this red to the left corner. He'd have the black to the middle. If he could stun through a couple of inches, he wouldn't leave the red on by the blue. Close. Unfortunate. He did stun through. Didn't leave anything except the red he was playing on. So, Kyren Wilson, another chance, and this time to take a 2-frame lead.
Missed a similar pot to this one in the first frame, which was frame ball. Ultimately, wasn't expensive. No doubt about that one, though. Of course, he's in rhythm, having made 2 big breaks in the previous 2 frames. Confidence is growing.
Yeah, you could see that in the last frame. That 86 break, frame 6, did him the world of good.
Six.
And when they started out today, both players would have been delighted with a 5-3 lead. Wilson's the only player that can do that. Well, he could play
13.
for the pink here, but the blue would be a good ball to play for, to split the reds.
$14.
And that looks just about right. He could play for the loose one. He could play into the reds. There's a red just above the black. That may go to
19.
the left corner. And he's nicely on it. And That releases another red to the opposite corner. This is looking good again for Kyren
20.
Wilson. Didn't quite come far enough. So maybe
27.
play up for the blue or pink.
$28.
There's a real purpose about Kyren Wilson right now, isn't there? He's striding around the table. Looks like a man on a mission.
Yeah, and from Mark Allen's point of view, he knows that the last 2 times they played, it was Kyren Wilson who was the winner. And that's turned out nice as well, except to say that the black doesn't go into the right corner now.
23.
But he doesn't really need it now. Pink and blue available. Judged to
34.
perfection again. Yeah, the 2 recent meetings, that man won them both.
He's got his pot success up to
39.
90% now. Was down in the low 80s at one stage. And his positional play in the last 2.5 frames has been exceptional.
As good as anybody's.
And that's an area of his game that
Thank you.
could possibly have been identified as a work in progress. It seems as though he's developing as a player all the time. He's got a great work ethic, wants to learn, knows he's not the finished article yet. But he's getting that.
Yeah, most certainly is. This is one of the biggest tournaments on the calendar. And he's the boss
46.
right now. He's done what a lot of players can't do, and that's forget about the real upsets that you get during a match. And you can bet your life there's always 1 or 2.
47.
Now, as he finished straight on the blue, may have to take the more difficult pink. He's got a little bit of an angle. No, he tried to pinch a little bit on the pocket. So he's going to have to pull out a good shot here. And the
52.
easier red. I don't think he can play that one. I think he's got to play the lower red with some safety in mind. Beyond the yellow if it goes in. Safe if it doesn't. Disappointed he didn't win the frame at that visit.
Kyren Wilson,
And not quite
52.
a snooker. He's left the same shot for Mark Allen. And again, we see how important it is to get the right side of the blue. That was a chance. I would have fancied him to win the frame from there, had it gone in.
43 the difference, 65 on, 67 on I should say.
And another half chance. Right to the right corner. Not far away. Good safety. Hasn't left that shot to nothing this time round. Play off the red by the black cushion. Try and get it thin. He doesn't want to push it towards the left corner. And that's what he's done. Now the cue ball. Will it save him? So a chance for Wilson. One good pot. Putting everything into it. Long way off. And he didn't want that angle, although the blue has saved him. The shouts have come on, Mark, but there's nothing easy there. It's a long way off that one. Normally so predictable at those long shots. Only going.
Thank you, Mark.
The other side of the yellow would have been kind of for Mark Allen. Someone will be pleased to see that go close to the left side cushion. Gives them a little bit of insurance. Well, he's got half a chance of getting in behind the yellow here, but he doesn't want to play the red towards that left corner, and that's what's troubling him. That's the possibility that he could play, but he's looking at the possible plant and the similar type of shot. This isn't far away. This isn't far away at all. Excellent safety shot from Kyren Wilson. Could be the winning shot.
Not much wiggle room for Allen here, already 43 adrift. Got to get these safe. He's hit the red. The red's not the problem.
He's thinking of screwing the cue ball back into baulk and sending the red up and down the table twice. He'll be delighted with that.
Great shot. Acknowledged by Kyren Wilson. Allen's safety has been excellent throughout the tournament. Managed to keep John Higgins pretty cold for large sections of last night's match. try competing in the safety stakes.
Yeah, another excellent safety shot, this time from Wilson. Ah, what a shot. Another great shot, this time from Allen. And a good kiss on the green, and there's nothing you can do about that, as Kyren Wilson looks like. What can you say?
Too good.
Yellow ball.
Just one difficult red.
3. Sure. Four.
What a great frame this will be for Mark Allen to win now from quite a way behind off that brilliant red from tight to the baulk cushion.
Yeah, it's always good to win with a great shot.
11.
But he hasn't won yet. Got that difficult red behind the black.
Thank you. 12. $19. 20.
He's got choices. He can play to knock the red off the cushion, make the pot easier, dropping behind it. Just pot the red, play the snooker. Try and leave an angle to come out for the black. Well, he always has the snooker to play. Went for the winning shot.
27.
Half ball kiss would have left him on the red.
Mark Allen, 27.
Well, the angle on the middle pocket certainly helped. That could have caught the pink, that red, and left it on.
Right back in the frame, just 16 points now, Allen's deficit, 35 left. Wilson snookered.
That's what he's considering. Got to be careful of the free ball, though.
Foul and a miss. Mark Allen, 6. don't think it is. Sorry? Yeah, I did call a miss. Ping, please, Marcel.
Always going to be a miss. It was always going to go back.
Where?
Just a fraction towards me.
Towards you? Okay. Kyren? Closer to the cushion. I don't think so. I think it was about that. Marcel?
Kyren Wilson actually trying to make life harder for himself here by suggesting the cue ball was closer to the cushion than
Mark?
is currently
Thank
the
you.
case. But in fact, everyone's happy that that's where it was. So second attempt, his lead now just 10 points.
Foul.
Now only 6.
And a miss.
Oh, and that is a free
And a free
ball.
ball. Mark Allen 4.
That's a disaster for Kyren Wilson, especially if the yellow goes.
Foul, miss, free ball.
You could do with playing for the brown here. Makes it easier to get to the red.
Bramble.
I'll take the brown away this time round. Give himself the 3 colours here. Needs to bounce big to be able to get to the red. That looks just about right.
1.
Well, there's never been more than a frame between them this afternoon. Kyren
5.
Wilson took the opener and then led 2-1. Just a golden chance for 3-1, Mark Allen. Would have been delighted to be level at the interval, then got his nose in
6.
front. And at that stage, Wilson was perhaps just rocking a little, but how he responded. 2 big breaks to get back in front, and well in front in this one. But Allen has responded really well. That brilliant red when he was tight to the baulk cushion to get himself back into the
9.
frame. The snooker looks like being decisive.
11.
Yeah, he showed his fighting qualities, no doubt about that, Mark Allen. That red that he got in with, as you say, Philip, took real guts.
14.
Just a nod of the head from Kyren Wilson as if to say, well,
Can't beat that.
hats off, yeah.
18.
The general consensus was that whatever happened today, it was likely to be close. 3 wins apiece in their previous meetings. So much at stake for both of them. So much pressure for both of them to absorb. And it's certainly panning out that way. It's going to be level pegging at the halfway mark. And what a final session we have in store as a result of that. Mark Allen showing his trademark nerve there to win a crucial frame for him to finish this session level pegging with Kyren Wilson, which means they both need 6 on the resumption tonight to claim the Masters title. It's 4-all.